In 2002, the average baseball player made approximately $2.4 million. Troy Aikman made nearly $7 million in 2000. Barry Bonds, $15 million. And in 1997, Michael Jordan made over $33 million in salary. That doesn't include endorsements, shoe deals, anything like that. Americans are fascinated by sports, and the people who make great achievements in those sports become our sports heroes, and we revere them like they're gods, and we raise them above ourselves. And with the power that we give them, they demand fancier homes, better promotions, faster cars, bigger houses, and fatter paychecks. And it seems like they're only in it for their wallets and for themselves. But Special Olympics isn't like that. Special Olympics benefits everyone, from the athletes to the volunteer that does the most grunt work. And the point is not to raise the athletes to godlike levels. It's not to make them the best at a sport so that they can dominate. And it's definitely not for their wallets. The point of Special Olympics is to help the athletes grow and develop, and it benefits them physically, mentally, and socially so that they become not only well-rounded athletes, but most importantly, productive members of society. The mission statement of Special Olympics says that it offers year-round training in Olympic-type sports. They do not discriminate based on nationality or sex or religion. However, there are eligibility requirements. You have to have an IQ at or below 20 and be at least 8 years of age for safety reasons. Now that you know a little bit about Special Olympics, let's find out where it came from. In 1946, the Joseph P. Kennedy Foundation was founded with two main goals: to prevent mental disabilities and to improve the treatment of those with mental disabilities. Now this doesn't seem like a big deal, but in the 40s this was incredibly lofty goals. Until the 60s, people with disabilities were treated like outcasts. They were freaks. They were even considered physically threatening to people without disabilities. They were locked away in institutions where they literally rotted because they didn't have any human interaction. They didn't have any mental or physical stimulation. A lot of this changed when Eunice Kennedy Shriver announced that her sister Rosemary had a mental disability. And it was absolutely amazing for Americans to believe that someone in Camelot, their most glamorous family, had a mental disability. Well, maybe there wasn't such a big stigma attached to it. Maybe it wasn't so bad or horrible. To further substantiate her claims, in 1962, she held a camp for 100 disabled students. It was a sports-oriented camp, and local high schoolers took special training to come and be the counselors. And in the end, doctors proved that everyone involved showed an increase in physical health, and they proved that two different populations could get together, and they could relate to each other. After that, the Joseph P. Kennedy Foundation gave grants all over the U.S. and Canada for other programs to start, and one of the biggest and most important was in Chicago. They asked the Kennedy Foundation for a small grant to hold a citywide competition for all of their local camps. But Shriver had other ideas. On July 20th, 1968, 1,000 athletes from 26 states in Canada marched into Soldier Field in Chicago, Illinois for the first International Summer Games. Shriver said, "My best memory is watching the athletes march in." Chicago's mayor, Richard Daley, leaned over as we were watching, and he said, "Eunice, the world will never be the same again." How right he was. She credits the success to the athletes for their determination and for their enthusiasm. Just a little bit more on Special Olympics, what it does today. The philosophy of Special Olympics is that with proper instruction, environment, and encouragement, Special Olympians can learn not only sports skills but also life skills. They monitor their own progress so that they recognize the potential for and the rate of growth. And this is an incentive for them to continue to come to new levels and to compete. They get to meet new people. They experience courage and victory and defeat. They get to interact with people with disabilities, but also people without disabilities in an environment where it is so enriching and everything is catered to them, and it's not a problem that they have mental disability. It's not weird. It's fabulous, and it's celebrated. And it's so enriching to get to watch that. Their biggest achievements aren't recognized in one medal or one victory. It's over time in the growth and development that they make through this organization. Now, in 2002, there are over 1 million athletes in 160 countries competing in 26 different sports. Eunice Kennedy Shriver said it best when she described Olympics as a movement that unifies all human beings and speaks to the highest human qualities and the most noble principle in each of us. The principle that everyone has a right to participate and succeed and be admired for their joy, courage, skills, and sharing. That is what Special Olympics is truly about. Thank you.